Gal, followed by Imperial Khan, Zoomstar and Astapor. About 5 of them in close contention. Larkoff, Zoomstar. Very close. Right.
Furlong, Spanish Angel still well there towards the near side with the Golden Gal. Birdie Bowser's dropped away as they come now inside the last, and it's Astapor challenging Dapper Man out in the centre. Spanish Angel and Golden Gal head the group on the near side as they now race well inside the last. Dapper Man and Astapor, very little between the pair as they go towards the line. They've dominated the race. Astapor has just got the better of Dapper Man.
The inward chances here. Akanagua Mountain against the rails. The favourite Muse House towards the outside. Red Allure coming from a long way back is Global Humour. If he can get through on the wide outside, Spanish Angel. The 6 in line. Here they come towards the line. This is absolutely wide open. Muse House just getting his head in front. This is going to be close. Muse House, wow, in a photo with Spanish.
But down the centre, Dream Deal is trying hard. Brazen Bell under a bit of pressure as well. Inside the final furlong they go then. Mrs. Baguerin, Dream Deal down the middle. On the near side, Hot Scoop is absolutely flying at the death. Hot Scoop coming here really strongly on the stand side and grabs it. Oh, that was a good ride from in.
Trying to get on terms. Zoomstar angling for a run. Over a furlong left to go. It's Larkoff, Imperial Khan, Golden Gal to the far side, Astapor to the outside, and then Zoomstar getting a split between horses. It's Larkoff, Golden Gal, followed by Imperial Khan, Zoomstar and Astapor. About 5 of them in close contention. Larkoff, Zoomstar. Very close. Right.
Furlong, Spanish Angel still well there towards the near side with the Golden Gal. Birdie Bowser's dropped away as they come now inside the last, and it's Astapor challenging Dapper Man out in the centre. Spanish Angel and Golden Gal head the group on the near side as they now race well inside.
Report that didn't handle the undulations on that occasion, and I just thought it was a race. It was a funny race that last time 10 days ago, and I just think a smoother trip would have been seen a better effect. But I think it's a competitive little race. I really like Ian Jardine's horse. That was a good run 6 days ago after that sort of prolonged break. And if coming out of that race okay, I think it's a really good opportunity for this gelding who ended the last season on a really upward curve. And that run last time shaped like a horse who's in good form.
Yeah, Aconcagua Mountain, I hope that's the right pronunciation, who can start a little bit slowly, can get behind in the early part of a race, but certainly was good for his latest 2 wins at Wolverhampton, one in a reasonable time, and then the 5th at Hamilton last time. It wasn't too bad an effort behind Muse House and Charabang and Spanish Angel back in 3rd place. That was an okay run. And it was off a 5-month left, as you say, so yeah, there's a fair bit to like.
Yeah, and as you say, Angus, it was interesting that he was an habitual slow starter last year. I thought Hamilton in that race 6 days ago broke really sharply and almost caught Andrew Mullen slightly unaware. And I think they'll factor that into how they ride him today. And I think he's just a horse who probably has a little bit in hand, which a lot of these are pretty exposed.
There is a bit of money for Golden Gal. Can you see that?
Well, I think didn't Dave Neveson put her up as his tip? I thought that was a good run 10 days ago. Of the same mark of 55 here at Catterick, and that was an encouraging run, and I would have thought she is a filly who's pretty straightforward and will be ridden nice and close to the pace.
Yeah, he has. I've just double-checked. Golden Gal is a Neveson selection. That'll be why it's being supported. 100 to 30 now.
He'll be sat at home in his massively lavish apartment watching racing TV, won't he?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely, yeah. Afternoon, Dave. Any others we want to quickly mention before we go back to Jess then, George? There's not a lot of money around for many of these, to be honest. The Easterby's had a good day with Labou in the opening contest to finish 3rd on debut. They've got the Grey Lass here. But it's not a deep race, that's for sure.
No, it's not. I thought the Grey Lass ran well at Chelmsford after a break, and will just be ridden nice and forward. Has obviously really upgraded that horse's form, the application of a tongue tie, and I would have thought they were encouraged with that starting point, and she definitely is going to be sort of battling out for place prizeman, I would have thought.
Yeah. Okay, that's the Grey Lass in shot there. an outstrip filly under Billy Garrity. Quite an open market. Astapor favourite, just ahead of Golden Gal and Concagua Mountain, who is the selection of George, who tipped the first winner, Alpha Moonstone, a 3-1 shot, taking the opening contest. So those are George's thoughts. Let's go back to the track then and see what Jess makes of this 5 furlong Class 6.
Well, there is the Grey Lass, who was awarded the best turned out. Very well deserved. She's looking in good form with herself. And I thought this filly, who's one of several course and distance winners, has a good chance of any. She was able to take advantage of a tumbling handicap mark at Beverley last August to secure her first win for Connections. And she hasn't done a huge amount of racing since. She has had 2 runs, and the latest coming after a little bit of a break. I thought she was a likely pace angle. There are a couple of horses that like to get on with things here. I did think Golden Gal looked very well in herself, and I can see why the money has come for her. And she's a 2-time course winner. And this is quite an attractive daughter of Galileo Gold. She had wind surgery over the winter, and I think that looks to have benefited her. She was 4th to Astapor in April, and then she finishes ahead of him here 10 days ago. And she returns here off the same mark. But Astapor, you have to say, had excuses that day. The saddle slipped, so that sort of scuppered his chances. He is another course winner. That last victory came at this track in April, where he came down the centre to win pretty easily in the end. And Astapor comes out of stall 7. I imagine he'll be coming down the centre of the track as well. He went up £4 for that run. And as I said, came 4th, but the saddle slipped, so I'm sure he can be competitive, as can Aconcagua Mountain, who is a 3-time winner for Ian Jardine, with back-to-back victories on the all-weather at the back end of last year. I thought maybe the run at Hamilton would just blow away the cobwebs a bit and would bring him forward. So I really think it's between the first 3 in the betting. Golden Gal, I'd like to take a bit of a punt on here at prices, but quite a trappy little affair. And it will be intriguing to see if Astapor can add to his course and distance successes here already this season. And let's hope that there'll be no issues with attack here. Golden Gal's just being a little bit tricky to load. Harry Russell's on board. She's due to go out of stall 4. And after that, there will be the Grey Lass, who will be the last to go forward. So we'll head up to commentary.
Last one goes in. All in. They're off for the Racing to School handicap, and Aconcagua Mountain was a little slow to gather stride. It's the Grey Lass and Astapor, those two dashing along with Golden Gal just behind them. Birdie Bowers in the yellow and blue jacket is to the running rail. Pink jacket Hot Scoop is just in behind the leaders. The last few included Dream Deal, Aconcagua Mountain and Paco Pash. Passing the 3 furlong mark, and it's the Grey Lass and Astapor stride for stride by a couple of lengths to Golden Gal, Hot Scoop, Paco Pash out wide, and then comes Dream Deal, Aconcagua Mountain, and over on the far side, Birdie Bowers, heading towards the last furlong and a half. Astapor, the Grey Lass, Golden Gal, dark blue and yellow silks is down the outside. Hot Scoop, Pink Jacket trying to get on terms inside the final furlong. It is Astapor, and Golden Gal is coming to the party now. Astapor and Golden Gal as they go close home. Astapor trying to hold on and does so. Astapor beats Golden Gal. The Grey Lass is next, followed by Dream Deal.
Astapor wins again here at Catterick and holds off the pretty fierce challenge of Golden Gal, and the first 2 came clear of the Grey Lass in the end. But Astapor, who was quick out the gates and was coming back to the track where he was unlucky where the saddle had slipped last time, he had Golden Gal as the nearest challenge and was able to keep her at bay for Sean Curran, who returns to the ride. John Riches, the trainer, well done to them. This horse who had a pretty good case after having a bit of a luckless run when the saddle set the last time. As you can see, he came out the gates pretty quickly. He had the Grey Lass on one side who was able to sweep past, and she ran a good race but just got tired in the closing stages. But it was really Golden Gal who was bearing down and was throwing up the biggest challenge, and I thought she ran a very good race indeed. And they reopposed these 2 horses. They've been back again at each other all the way to the line, but Astapor still had that just a little bit more to give, and these horses ran a very solid race with them all quite well strung out in the end here.
Thank you, Jess. Yeah, there's the winner coming back in. It was another all-the-way success. Astapor always prominent, as Alpha Moonstone was when winning the opener. Nothing looked like getting into it from off the pace at all, George.
No, and you can see the winner broke well from stall 7, Astapor, and very smooth under Sean Curran, just sort of a couple of horses off the inside rail, which is always, I think it's an advantageous place to be, isn't it, at Catterick? And you can see a few of them. If you're not travelling on this track, which is quite undulating, it makes it very hard work, and it's definitely played dividend to be towards the front end.
Yeah, Astapor ahead now. The Grey Lass disputed the lead for a furlong or so. Astapor in front now. The challenge came from Golden Gal, who was a bit keen in the early part of the race, but he's thrown out a good challenge, tipped up by Dave Nevison. He'd have been giving it a big shout about now, George.
Yeah, got a nice toe through from the winner, and kind of looked like from Harry Russell's body language, he felt like he might have had the winner covered, but to be fair to the winner, was very game in the battle and just kept pulling out a bit more.
Yeah, just found a little bit more later on. Sean Curran who claimed 3 off the back of Astapor. Of the others, the Grey Lass held on for 3rd, having shown bright pace. The one that came from the back was Dream Deal in the red colours, the sheepskin noseband, and he picked up 4th place in the end. But looks like it's quite a slick track today. Time of the first race was good, and it might be hard to peg horses back, George.
Yeah, I think so, and it's interesting again, Angus, which has been the case even on the slightly deeper ground. The inside rail hasn't really been advantageous to be up here against.
No.
I think rolling off that bend is not a disadvantage by any means.
Yeah. Perhaps you look at the mown strips of grass, perhaps the second strip or the third strip there. Maybe the places to be.
I think so, and the ground is much tighter, isn't it, than it has been in previous meetings.
Yeah.
But the winner, who was inconvenienced by the saddle slipping last time and just got unbalanced on the undulations with a smooth trip today, was seen to really good effect.
Yeah, he's won 2 of his last 3 starts now. Astapor taking the 240 at Catterick.
Sean Curran earning his keep there with Astapor giving a bit of a wash down. Then this horse, he likes it around here, and he was unlucky last time, so he deserved it.
Absolutely, he was unlucky last time. I didn't get a chance to ride him, but I believe his saddle slipped and just was a bit of a non-event. But even his comeback run when I rode him at Wolverhampton this year was good, but he just needed it. And second time I rode him back at Thirsk, he ran well. Ground is a bit soft, but you're right, he does love it here. He produces his best form here, it looks. And yeah, look, he's a horse that can hopefully win a couple more. Yeah, he's a solid handicapper, but he went up a good few pounds in the handicap, so he has to defy that. So credit to him for still